So, these are our new underclassmen, huh?
Yep. They've got a different set of hoops to jump through than we did, though. I'm just happy all our work's paying off. I'd hate to have put in a year's worth of effort for nothing.
Ain't that the truth? Wait, when did you do any work? You were just slacking off the whole time.
Says the master slacker. Still, looks like Elisa's got some stiff competition. Quite a bevy of beauties they've got there. And I'm looking forward to getting intimately acquainted with each and every one of them.
Oh, you know one of them? Wait. No, not these ones too. Stop flirting with every damn girl you lay eyes on. Do you have any idea how many guys at this school have gotten their hearts broken because of your libido? Did you just sneer at me? Oh, you did, didn't you?
Come on now, no fighting, you two.
Well, look who finally made it.
You got our little chickadees all sorted out, I take it?
Yep, they're all bright-eyed and ready to go. So from here on out, we're gonna have to give it all we've got to support this fledgling class.
Now you sound the part of the student council president.
Guess she's going all in.
Well, they'd be in for a pretty rough time if we didn't help out a little. At least to start with, anyway. Everything's ready over there, right?
You betcha. Just like the instructor asked. Can't help but feel a little sorry for them, though.
Same here. They've got no idea what they're being tossed into. The class they've been picked for didn't even exist before this year. Guess all we can do is watch and see what they're made of, right?
A bicycle? No, it looks like it's powered by orbital energy. Wait, I've seen this girl somewhere before.
You're Reen, I take it. I've been hearing all about you from Toa and George. Sounds like you pulled off some pretty amazing stuff in your field study last month.
I'm surprised you know my name, actually. I didn't think I'd been doing anything worthy of such attention. Guess I should still officially introduce myself, though. I'm Reen Schwarzer. It's nice to meet you.
Same. I'm Angelica. Angelica Ragnar. Glad I could finally make your acquaintance.
Ragnar? As in Marquis Ragnar? Head of one of the 4 great houses?
Same reaction every time, I swear. Yeah, I'm his unworthy daughter. But he doesn't really want to have anything to do with me since I go around dressed like this.
I think it's less how you dress and more how you behave. Where are you going on that bike at this hour anyway?
Oh, George finally finished tuning the orbital engine. So I figured I'd give it a run to the capital and back and see how it holds up.
Sure must be nice not to have a care in the world.
Look who's talking.
So you do ride it like a bike. Wow.
Well, catch you later. I'm thinking of putting in a request for you sometime. If I do, I'd sure appreciate a swift response.
Lost for words? That's a little something George put together a while back. He calls it an orbital bike. Pretty cool, huh?
It is. It's kind of like a steel horse. I'm guessing you can't buy those in any shops?
Nah. The Ruhr Institute of Technology started putting that one together as part of a test. Then George finished it off. Angelica put up the money for the parts herself. Oh, but Toa and I helped out too.
Sounds like it must have been a pretty challenging project. Are you on good terms with Toa and George then? Angelica said she'd heard all about me from them. Maybe you had a little something to do with that too?
Well, we're all from different classes, but we've kind of stuck together for a while now. Come to think of it, I never did introduce myself, did I?
Toa! Angelica!
Oh, I didn't expect to meet all of you here.
Well, isn't this a coincidence?
President Herschel?
We certainly weren't expecting to encounter the two of you out here.
Huh? Looks like the goddess herself brought us together. And now that she's granted us this chance, what do you two say we...
I'm afraid we'll have to decline. We have our field study to attend to.
What she said. Lame.
Will she ever learn?
Looks like those rumors about her were true.
Did you ride your orbital bike all the way here?
Yeah, you can make it from Trista to here in 40 minutes on a good day. So I plopped Toa on the back of the seat and off we went.
It almost seems like a metallic horse.
It's pretty cool.
Angie's not the most careful driver, so it wasn't exactly what I'd call a leisure cruise. I really love the festival atmosphere, though. I just wish I could enjoy it without the threat of a terrorist attack hanging over us.
Wait, how do you know about that?
Did Instructor Sarah tell you?
Yep, I've been helping out a little with your field studies, too. Yesterday, I was the one who passed on the governor's request to Instructor Sarah, for example. I got pretty worried when I heard about terrorists, so Angie and I decided to see what was happening.
I see.
It appears you've done much for us without us even realizing it.
Thanks.
It's nothing really. I'm not doing any of the heavy lifting.
Oh? I thought you were helping with all the paperwork and travel arrangements so everything runs smoothly. And that you're the liaison for our contacts in every region because Instructor Sarah keeps slacking off.
Seriously?
I swear, just when I'd started thinking she was better than we were giving her credit for.
Yeah, that's a little much, even for her.
It's fine. Really. I'm sure she's got lots of stuff on her plate. Anyway, I heard you guys got to meet the princess. I'm so jealous. I wish I could have met her too.
We could hardly believe we met her ourselves.
She really does look kinda angelic.
Oh, if I'd only shown up earlier and tagged along with you.
Princess Alphen's beauty is definitely one of our national treasures. But your sister's quite the looker herself. I hope I get a chance to meet Elise again someday too.
Actually, she's attending the garden party as Princess Alphen's attendant right now.
Really? Oh, if only I could get Princess Alphen, Elise, and Fee together in the same place. We could call them the Fabulous 15s.
Don't look now, but I think you're being co-opted into some sketchy-sounding group.
Sounds good to me.
If I'd known this was gonna happen, I would have listened to my father and attended that party after all. But no, I couldn't have. I couldn't spoil my charms by wearing a dress. Oh! I could have worn a tuxedo instead! Why didn't I think of that earlier?
Angie? Maybe you're putting a little too much thought into this.
Hey, the gang's all here.
Crow?
Oh, we didn't know you were here either.
Fancy running into you.
Yeah.
You said you were going to the summer races, didn't you?
How'd the main race go?
Don't ask. Who could have guessed that Black Prince would come from behind in a burst of speed like that? And then Lumberblitz barely squeezing past into second. There's no way anyone could ever see an upset like that coming.
Oh, I guess I won with those 4 to 5 odds. Glad I decided to pony up some cash for that after all.
Wait, you're the one who won the special prize? Oh, stop feeling up lady luck, would you?
You're just sore because I've got better karma than you.
Angie really does have scarily good luck with stuff like this.
Sounds like the bell's chiming 3 o'clock.
Guess that means all the ceremonies must be wrapping up.
Perhaps we should make another round of our patrol areas, just to be safe.
That seems like a sound idea.
Yeah, we should get back to our patrols. It was good to see you, everyone.
Okay, take care out there.
Huh? Back to work already?
I've got my Arcus with me, so just give me a ring if anything happens.
Will do. Morning, Angelica. I saw you'd placed a request for me. I'm assuming this one isn't on behalf of the engineering club?
Yeah, this one's a personal favor. Anyway, I hate beating around the bush, so let me get to the point. Will you spar with me?
You want to fight?
Don't look so surprised. This is a military academy after all. I enjoy the martial arts as much as anyone. It's not like I spend all my time on the prowl for beautiful maidens to deflower.
Is that really something you should be fessing up to? Still, this feels so out of the blue. Did something happen?
You're overthinking it. It's just that it's been a while since I got any good exercise. No need to make a big deal out of it. Just think of it as a fun way to kill some time. So, you in?
Alright, I'm game for it.
Much obliged. Well, let's not waste any more fighting time talking.
Your stance is...
Don't think of holding back on me now. Though I'm a bit rusty, so I don't know how much of a fight I'll put up.
You wouldn't know it just looking at her. Her guard seems flawless. If I leave any openings, she's going to run me into the ground. No worries. I'm planning to give you everything I've got.
That's what I want to hear. Well then, come at me. Let's see what you're made of.
Go! Go! Flames gather on my path! My turn! My turn!
Not bad. Guess there's no need to hold back.
Go! Go!
How about...
Not yet. Huh. Go! Flames gather on my path! My turn!
How about...
My turn! Go!
Not a bad workout.
We'll cut our own path! I did it.
I should have expected a swordsman of the 8 Leaves One Blade School wouldn't go down so easily. If I'd been keeping up with my training, I could have given you a stiffer challenge.
If you hadn't just told me, I wouldn't have guessed you'd skipped a single day of your training. In fact, you're actually even stronger than I expected you'd be.
I'm still just a fledgling. Got a long way to go before I can really serve up an A+ beatdown. I'm nowhere near as strong as Instructor Sarah, and my old master was pretty amazing herself.
Oh, believe me, I felt plenty of skill and training in every punch you landed. By the way, your fighting style reminded me a lot of the Eastern martial art Taito. Are you a practitioner by any chance?
I should have guessed you'd be familiar with it. Around 7 years ago, I met a lady from the East who was traveling around the Empire. I kinda ran away from home and followed her around for about half a year, and she taught me Taito. I've mixed in a bit of my own flavor over time, though. Good old-fashioned fisticuffs.
Even now, I still find it hard to believe you're from one of the 4 great houses.
Aren't you the flatterer? You're gonna make me blush.
That wasn't flattery.
Well, we might not be as tangled up as Eustace's family, but House Ragnar has its fair share of issues. Guess that's why my rebellious teenage impudence has hung on so long. Even now, there are still some family affairs I worry about.
What kinds of things?
It'd probably be better if I kept it to myself. At least for now. Anyway, I'm lucky to have met Toa, Crow, and George, and then some cool first years like you guys. I'm glad I came to Thor's. Right now, in my life, you guys are all I need.
Angelica,
But hey, it's nice to know I can still hold my own in a fight. At least I know that if worse comes to worse, I should be able to keep Toa and the others safe. And knowing that is enough to have made this all worthwhile. Thanks, Reen.
You're welcome. Glad to finally be able to help you out for a change. And besides, it sounds like some good ideas for what Class 7 can do for the festival might just be coming my way.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. And yeah, I hear you'll be spending some alone time with Toa this evening, hmm?
What?
Oh, there's no need to be embarrassed. It's just that Toa might be perfectly professional when it comes to work, but she's more than a little inexperienced when it comes to the menfolk. So promise me you'll be gentle with her, okay? Now, if you'll excuse me. Oh wait, I almost forgot. I wanted to give you this for helping me out. Anyway, see you around. I'll let you know when I'm ready for round 2.
She really is one of a kind. Oh well, I guess I should be going too.
Who would have thought there'd be an underground passage going all the way from Ruhr to the mine? Gwen really does think of everything.
Oh, you know Elisa's grandfather?
I've heard you two got along famously back when he was still living in Ruhr.
He taught me all kinds of great stuff. How to pick up girls, the best spots in the entertainment district, you know, the really important things in life.
It's not that I can't believe it, it's that I can. Too easily.
I can only hope to sit and learn at the feet of the master one day.
Still, it's probably thanks to him that Angie didn't go any further off the rails than she did.
Can't deny that.
That's nothing to laugh about.
I wonder if we'll seem as colorful to the first years when we're second years.
So, you think this is gonna work? This is pure bliss.
Stop that, Angelica!
Just kidding around. I love it when you're angry.
I swear, this girl. Huh?
It couldn't be.
Angelica?
Looks like I made it just in time for the main event. Kinda disappointed I missed the operetta, though. Heard Class 1 was really on fire.
You made it!
Just barely.
But man, when did you get to be such a babe?
Well, a good suit and tie are more to my taste. But this was part of the deal I made with my dad to let me come. He said I could visit the festival if I agreed to meet a few prospective candidates for an arranged marriage. So, here I am, dress and all. You better get a good look now. Who knows when I'll wear something like this again.
Well, if that's your aim, you're certainly dressed for victory.
Yeah, but I think it might draw out your charm a little too well. Most normal people would take one look at you and think you're completely out of their league.
You do look lovely, though.
Thanks, but honestly, I've got nothing on the rest of you fair maidens.
Angelica!
Nothing like the pure fresh scent of a woman. All I've had to look at since going back home is my dad's grumpy old face. I'm in heaven right now.
Good grief. Well, I suppose some things never change.
Come on, Angie.
All right, I've got my fix. Time to move on to my little ladies. So warm, so soft.
That tickles!
I should have seen this coming.
Angie, don't get too carried away now.
You do know they could file a sexual harassment claim, right?
It's good to have her back.
I'm so glad she managed to make it after all.
Looks like the winds are favoring us today.
I'm looking forward to your concert. From what I hear, you've got quite the show in store for all of us.
Angelica?
You're okay!
Well, hi there, my beloved kitty cats. How are you guys doing? I haven't seen you since the festival.
It really is you! Oh, thank goodness!
Seriously, we've been worried about you.
Yep, as you can see, I'm hanging in there. Sorry for not being able to get in touch sooner. I'm sure you must have been worried, but this was my first chance. It's a pleasure to see you again too, Your Highness. And looking good, Instructor.
I'm delighted to see you're well, Angelica.
Nice to see all this stuff that's been going on hasn't changed you a bit.
You don't know how happy it makes me to see you safe, Angie. We couldn't contact you after you went back to Ruhr, so I was getting worried.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. There were a few little family matters keeping me busy, you see.
I can only imagine.
I'm sure it's real fun being from one of the 4 great houses these days.
Indeed, especially when her father is one of the most important figures in the Alliance, much like my own. How are things in the Ragnar family at the moment, incidentally?
Oh, you know. Speaking of our families, I heard you ran away from home, Eustace. You've got some serious balls. But yeah, things aren't exactly great between me and my old man either. With the way things are going, we're gonna have a real father-daughter squabble in our hands soon.
That doesn't sound good.
Are you going to be all right?
Oh, I'll be fine. I've got my own supporters, I'll have you know. Anyway, part of the reason I called was to pass on a message to Elisa. It's about your mother's whereabouts.
You know where she is?
Please tell me! How is she? Is she alright?
She's fine, but she's been in prison somewhere that's a real pain to get to. I'm still trying to figure out how to get her out of there. You just leave that to me, okay? Everything's gonna be okay, and...
Oh no, sounds like gunfire.
Damn it. That didn't take Father long. Sounds like he's found me already.
Angelica?
Sorry, I'm gonna have to go. I'll contact you again as soon as I can. I'm happy I could hear your voices again. And don't worry about things here. I'll be fine.
Angie!
Angie, wait!
That didn't sound good.
I hope she hasn't gotten herself involved in something dangerous.
She did say she had supporters, but it still sounds like she's in a pretty precarious situation.
I hope she's going to be all right.
She said Mother's been in prison somewhere too.
I can't pretend not to be concerned. Yeah, she did say not to worry, but...
Hard to think that way after hearing what we just did.
Are you guys going to help her?
Thanks, guys.
Then that makes our next destination the Nortia province. You guys are sure about this?
Absolutely. She might have been forced to withdraw, but as far as I'm concerned, she'll always be a part of Thor's. Both she and Elisa's mother might need our help. How could we turn a blind eye to that?
Thank you.
I don't know how much we'll be able to do for them. We're not going to find the answer by standing here. So let's make our way to Ruhr.
I've been eagerly anticipating your arrival, Class 7.
Sister? Wait, didn't we just meet you back in the cathedral? What brings you here?
Wait a second. You sound a lot like... Are you... You couldn't be.
Oh, but I am.
Angelica?
Oh, hey, guys. I sure wasn't expecting you to come all the way out here after our talk.
I did wonder whether it might be you, but I'm still shocked I was right.
I never would have expected to find you in that getup of all things. You're the last person I picture when I think sister, so the thought never even crossed my mind.
Then my disguise worked even better than I thought it would. Finally, all that crap that got drilled into my head on how to be a lady while growing up came in handy.
I suppose that works, even if it's not exactly how it was intended.
Moving right along. What made you disguise yourself in the first place?
Oh, I'll explain that while I'm bringing you up to speed on everything else. Devance, you mind bringing out some hot drinks for us?
Sure thing.
What?
We did it!
Looks like you're all out of aces now, Uncle.
This can't be happening! That had the combat data of Crossbow's Divine Blade of Wind installed into it! How could it be defeated by a bunch of mere children?
Its power and speed were impressive, I'll give you that. But that's all it had going for it. No matter whose data it had programmed into it, it's just a machine without a soul. And without its bearer pouring their soul into it, no blade can reveal its true potential.
Reen is quite right.
Ah, spare me your nonsense! Well then, you leave me no choice but to call all the archaisms in this building to this room!
Don't waste your time.
Mother? Sharon?
Huh. I guess everything went all right on your end? It certainly did. All the building's security systems are under my control now.
Every one of the archaisms inside it has been disabled as well. I'm afraid it's over for you, Master Heidel.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Madam Chairman! You've got this all wrong! Yes, I was acting under the orders of the higher-ups in the Alliance. I swear on my life I didn't want to do any of this.
You have my compliments for managing to outwit me. I gained my position by doing the same to the former chairman, so I'm in no position to criticize you for your actions. I won't fault a man for being ambitious. As a person of similar ambition, you made the correct choice.
I did?
But waltzing in and making yourself comfortable in my family's home is an offense you need to be punished for.
Yeah!
Hey!
Damn!
What a splendid volley of blows, Madam Chairman.
She really is your mother, Elisa. My heart's all aflutter.
That means things are back to normal, I guess.
Why are you still standing around here? You can leave everything here to me. Don't you have something else you need to do?
Yes, that's true. She's right. Let's get going.
Right you are. Looks like our escorts are here to pick us up too.
You're courageous.
It must be here to pick us up. Reen! Angie! I take it everything went well in there?
I think it's about time we wrap things up. Hurry and get on board.
Now the preparations are all complete. Time for Father and I to settle our family dispute once and for all. Cool. Looks like my volunteers are ready to go. I'll see you later.
Good luck, and take care.
Just be careful, okay?
Don't worry about me. I'll be just fine. Even should I fail and end up tossed into the fiery depths of hell, I'll crawl my way back up again. For not even hell could keep me away from this land rife with beautiful ladies. Truly, I have found Shangri-La.
You remind me so much of my brother.
You know we're worried about you, right?
This isn't the time for jokes, Angie. It's serious. You might be going to fight your dad, but this is still a war.
Oh, I know. Even if he knows I'm his opponent, no. Because he knows I'm his opponent, my own man won't hold back in the slightest. So neither will I. It took me too long to find you guys. The last thing I want is to be taken away from you forever.
Well, as long as you understand what's at stake.
Come back safely, Angie. We'll be praying for your success.
Thanks. All right, now it's my turn to take care of my own problems. You just sit back and watch, okay?
Right!
Well done. You're not the boy I once knew. Not only that, but between Black Rabbit and that perky girl with the pink hair, you found yourself a nice little group. Her included, of course. This is the Iron Horsemen. No movement in Northwest Longdock. I did see them, though. Oh, how were they, you ask? Well, the three girls were so cute that I nearly... Excuse me. Anyway, hang tight. My partner and I are on our way.
Heed my call! Valimar!
And cut! You won't be needing him.
No way.
Why is she here?
A blade and a gun. Could she be?
Suckers! Right behind you!
What the hell is she riding?
That's an orbital bike!
I know that redhead. Valestine, the Purple Lightning. And Marquis Ragnar's daughter.
Oh, you recognize me? How sweet.
Well, if it isn't the guys from Needhog. What's it been, a year and a half?
Yeah. We can't afford to take on an A-rank bracer.
Mundanor, withdraw!
Yeah.
Wait. Who were they? Who were those purple Jaegers you were fighting?
We don't have to tell you anything. But maybe you've guessed by now?
Hey, are you okay?
Just fine. What a waste. Imagine what they could have told us if we kept him on a tighter leash.
Thank you, you two.
And here I thought you were gonna tell us to mind our own business.
No way. He didn't need to bust out his divine knight for this. But wow, look at you! You're so tall! You've really turned into a man, Reen.
I guess it really has been a while, huh? You've changed a lot as well. I hardly recognized you at first.
Look at you, making my heart go all a-flutter.
I guess you really upped your game since graduation, huh?
Did you attend Thor's with Instructor Reen?
Well, I wasn't part of Class 7, but yeah. Angelica Ragnar. I was a senior when the old Class 7 was around. Toa, one of your other instructors, is the light of my life. It's nice to meet you, kittens.
So you're the daughter of House Ragnar?
It's so nice to see you again, Angelica.
Again? You know each other? Of course. We have a long history. Don't we, Musée? Elise and the princess have told me all about your misadventures at Saint Estrella. Now look at you. You've only gotten cuter and more devilishly charming in my absence.
On the contrary, you're the real beauty. It's as if you've grown more dignified and fair every day we've been apart.
Somehow it makes sense that you two know each other.
Speaking of familiar faces, I thought Black Rabbit would be the only member of your class I recognized.
Sup? Good to see ya. But damn, I had no idea you used to teach Class 7.
Hold on. What?
You guys know each other too?
You could say that. We've had our run-ins at the guild. But I should probably introduce myself to the rest of your class. I'm Sarah Valestine, and as Ash pointed out, I'm the former instructor of Class 7. But I've since gone back to my old job at the Bracer Guild. It's a pleasure to meet you, new Class 7.
Instructor Sarah, Angie, I didn't think I'd get to see you here.
It's good to see your adorable little face again, Toa.
You look so good in that instructor uniform. I could just eat you up.
Angie!
This is a surprise.
Is that a mirror device?
Huh. So you're in town.
Yes. Off duty, of course.
Major Claire!
Nice. You sure look good in civilian clothes.
Good evening, Reen. And to you two as well, Sarah, Angelica. I stopped your perpetrator here, but maybe I overdid it a tad?
didn't know that happened. Yeah, you and George really saved my bacon that time. Is that Reen I sense lurking out there?
Oh? Why don't you come in, silly?
I knew it. There's no stench of decay. It's not just a wax doll. And he isn't in suspended animation. It's an elaborate dummy, down to the bone structure and joints.
So, you found out.
Yeah. You were the one who arranged his funeral. When we handed the Azure Knight over to the military, you were there as an engineer. And you said after you visited all the workshops, you'd gone to Calvert to see Professor Hamilton at the Vern Company. But he had left the country by then, and there's no record of you ever having visited.
Now that I think of it, your teacher was one of the higher-ups in Calvard's information agency. I was careless. I didn't think you'd personally go and check.
What have you been doing these last 3 months, George? You...
Oh, so you've seen this face before. I suppose we may have met once or twice long ago. She knows too much. Get rid of her, Georg.
George. Well, hello, my fiery darlings. What?
It's her. No way.
That mask!
I thought that this might happen, but I wasn't quite prepared.
It's like a sick joke.
My name is Red Roseweiss. It's a pleasure to make the acquaintance of such lovely ladies.
That Taito style of yours really helped us out back at the Naval Fortress.
Have you really forgotten everything? Who we are? Who you are?
All I know is my new name and the task I've been given. Well, that, and the fact that I'd love to get this mask off and rub my cheeks on all of yours.
Clearly the mask isn't changing her as much as it did Crow.
Something tells me it's not the mask. It would take a lot to change who she is.
You're right. Her soul hasn't been altered the way his was. Her soul doesn't look any different than ours do.
What?
So she's not like Azure Siegfried, Aryan Road, or the Jaeger King.
That's right. Unlike them, I'm not an immortal. But this mask unleashes my full potential while keeping my behavior in check.
Unbelievable.
Come now, kittens. Why don't we get this started? Let us mark this fateful encounter with a tumultuous waltz. Our bodies twisting to the symphony of battle.
You're on! Let's dance! You've come to our rescue so many times over the years. But now, Angelica, it's our turn to save you.
Who would have thought we should meet again so soon? It would appear the Azure Chevalier was with them after all. Georg was indeed correct. I suppose I have little choice but to perform my duty as a knight. Will you be able to complete your quest? I'll be watching with great interest.
I had a feeling you'd show up.
Toa! Your Highness!
Class 7. Thank goodness. It seems we've made it in time.
Reen, you're okay. And everyone else too, and...
Sup, Toa? How's life been treating you? Me? Well, you know how it is. Anyway, looks like I'm back with the gang now.
Crow... I can't believe it. It's really you. Wait, Reen? What happened to your hair? Oh, what am I saying? What matters is that you're all right. I felt this odd sensation earlier, like I was connecting with you somehow. I thought maybe it was just my imagination.
It wasn't. You may not have realized it, but you were there for me when I needed it most. I'll explain everything later. After we get both of you out of here.
Oh? Didn't anyone ever tell you it was rude to make plans without a lady's consent?
Not as rude as taking them captive, wouldn't you say, Angelica? Or would you prefer I call you Red Rosevice?
That is indeed who I am now. And you are the one they once called Siegfried, no? Your sweet nothings won't work on me, but I do appreciate you bringing that delicious little duchess along with you.
Oh, you flatter me.
She still acts like the same old Angelica. That's gonna make this tough.
That's right. I was talking to her earlier and she acts more or less the same.
Oh, don't you worry, my dear little fawn. After this, we can talk through the night. Just the two of us.
Oh, come on, Angie! I know it's you!
Haha. It has been far too long, Class 7. You've done well to make it here. You, especially, Machias. Though it seems you're well in excess of your jurisdiction as a member of the Inspectorate.
Yes, I'm well aware. But as a member of the Inspectorate, there are still certain legal channels I can follow in an emergency situation. You hold here against their will a civilian, Toa Herschel, and the Empress of Erebonia herself. I'd say a situation like that more than warrants a full and comprehensive inspection. Surely you understand as much yourself, Karl Regnitz. So why? Even if not by your own hand, your compliance belies your guilt. The Karl Regnitz I know would never just blindly obey the government's whims without even so much as a...
It is precisely because he refused to comply that Governor Regnitz was transferred here to Ordis.
No way.
Major Reveld.
I'm sure I'm the last person you want to have explaining this to you, but Governor Regnitz has been vocally opposed to the war since the Great Twilight's inception. After which he led an official protest of the National Mobilization Law at City Hall. In fact, he even went so far as to claim that the Republic played no part in the assassination attempt whatsoever. But in the end, no matter how hard he tried to expose the facts, that truth fell on deaf ears. His supporters experienced sudden changes of heart or were lost to inexplicable misconceptions. Others still ended up hospitalized, having fallen prey to sudden accidents. Not one of these was the Intelligence Division's handiwork. Each and every account seemed nothing more than pure coincidence.
But that means it can only be...
The Great Twilight. The greatest curse ever known. A force that can bend even fate itself to its will.
You've all noticed, right? How strange everyone started acting all over the Empire? But beyond the obvious is some invisible force, subtly twisting the Empire onto a path of destruction. Its effects have become most apparent in the army, as well as the government.
So, it's gotten that bad, huh?
Dad, is this true?
I cannot say either way. All I've done is acted in accordance with my own convictions. Should I find my efforts have backfired, it can only point to my own failings as a politician. Under the National Mobilization Law, the Imperial government temporarily absorbed all administrative authority over Heimdall. As such, I've been sent all the way out here to oversee Ordis. Everything happening now is because I simply wasn't capable enough.
Governor Regnitz. So the curse forced this fate on you before you knew it.
Wielding political authority means accepting the facts, and the consequences that stem from them. And the fact of the matter is that the city of Ordis, including this estate, is under my jurisdiction for the time being. Therefore, you'll have to convince me, under pretense of your inspection, that you are qualified to take custody of my 2 charges. That way, neither of us will be abandoning our duties.
Dad, you're really...
So that was your plan all along, huh?
The governor's obligations and opinions are in no way the same as mine. Further, custody of Miss Herschel and the Empress is the Imperial Defense Force's duty. However, all of Class 7 are fugitives by law. Restraining you is my responsibility as a member of the RMP, my duty as an officer. But more than that, it's my role as an Ironblood, as a vessel for this terrible curse.
Just like we saw in the Grawl.
This is the power granted to us by Chancellor Osborne, the mark of the Ironblood. It allows us to draw power from the energy of the Great Twilight itself. But its effect goes beyond merely boosting our battle capabilities. The Governor's failings, Operation Birdcage, all such events were brought forth by this power of ours.
You mean...
That's how you carried out Operation Birdcage?
The SSS, Yin, the Divine Blade of Wind, all of them are skilled fighters in their own right. No matter how numerous my forces or how adept my command, do you really think I'd have even the slightest chance of cornering them if I didn't have this power?
I thought it was strange.
Back then, even I wasn't fully aware of it. But now I can harness its energy at will. And with its aid, I can easily stop you in your tracks. Class 7, I hereby place you all under arrest. You may attempt to carry out your inspection if you so please. You're free to take Ms. Herschel and the Empress with you and go. In the unlikely event you're able to kill me.
Oh, what a pitiable yet captivating spectacle. Like a glacier she stands, solid and steadfast, yet her heart lies frozen by sorrow. Mesmerizing in her frailty, apt as all ice is to shatter at a moment's touch.
What would you know about me, Roseweiss? Your memories have been wiped clear.
Perhaps so, but through a beautiful damsel's eyes lie the depths of her soul. It makes my chest tighten to see her, the icy maiden within you melting into tears.
Major Claire.
Even without her memories, Angelica hasn't lost her touch.
Major Claire, I was told Major Lecter said something when he fought the others, not too long ago. He mentioned the grief and guilt he felt after losing Milliam, and how the two of you would put things right.
Back in Crossbell.
A moment ago, you said we'd need to kill you to rescue Toa and the Empress. The only thing that tells me is that you're all too willing to die. It's just as Roseweiss said. It hurts my heart to see you acting so pathetic. Milliam didn't sacrifice herself so you could use her as an excuse. Fight for yourself, for your own reasons, even if you have the power of the Great Twilight on your side. I don't intend to lose. Not to this melting imitation of the Icy Maiden.
Whoa, not bad.
You actually got through to her.
Such a dastardly way with words you have, Instructor.
What a cheesy-ass speech.
Ha! And so, the indomitable ice cracks. But like a knight upon her shining steed, I shall come to all these fair maidens' aid.
You've got some nerve calling yourself a knight in front of me.
I relish the opportunity to test my mettle against a master of the Taito school. Very well. I will use Milliam as an excuse no longer. I am a member of the Ironbloods and an officer of the RMP. As such, I will use whatever force necessary to apprehend you.
Come at us then!
Your Highness, Miss Herschel, Please, keep a safe distance.
Understood.
Reen! Crow! You can do it!
I won't hold back.
The flames of passion. It's no wonder at all you were able to melt through.
Ah! Angie!
Toa? Crow? George!
Wait. The hell? That was her, right? The real her?
Those damn masks. Angelica! Hey! Angelica Rogner! Snap out of it already!
Angelica? No, I'm... Red Roseweiss.
That's wrong. It's nothing more than a part you were made to play.
Find yourself, Angelica! You need to break free!
You can do it, Angie! Please, come back to us!
Angelica!
Angie, are you okay?
I'm not sure, Toa. I think I might need you to give me another little squeeze. It was so hard to see that adorable face of yours through that mask. I'll need to get a nice long look now that I can see clearly again.
Angelica, it's you!
You got your memories back.
Angie! Thank Adios. Thank the goddess you're yourself again. You have no clue how worried I was. Ever since you disappeared,
Maybe I should disappear more often. How could I ever have forgotten this lovely scent? It felt like I was living a nightmare. But I guess I must have died and gone to heaven in the arms of an angel.
Oh yeah, she's back all right.
I'm glad to see there were no lasting effects on her personality or memories. It seems it was the mask itself that was forcing her to play the role.
Sure wasn't like that for me. Heh, guess old George didn't follow through.
Perhaps he simply couldn't bring himself to. But then again, maybe I'm no different.
Major Claire.
Do you still intend to fight?
Without our Iron Horsemen, I stand at a disadvantage. Unfortunately, it would seem I have failed in my mission.
Major Revelt.
Then I take it you're just about finishing up here.
Huh?
General.
For those of you with whom I am yet unacquainted, allow me to introduce myself. Zex Vander, General of the 3rd Armored Division. Schwarzer, Class 7, I do hope you've been well.
It's been a while. Congratulations on your promotion.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be stationed at the Naval Fortress.
What, you here to arrest us? Doesn't seem like it.
Very sharp. As a matter of fact, I'm here to investigate the situation. The Heimdall military police are starting to chatter about some trouble at the Cayenne estate.
I apologize for the disturbance, General. It was under my personal command that the situation fell out of control. I will have all units within the estate withdraw immediately, and give the order for the Imperial Defense Force to return to base. Forgive me, but may I leave the rest to you?
You may.
Major Claire.
So you're gonna let us off the hook for now?
With war on the horizon, the last thing we want is news of a domestic dispute to surface. As it stands, only the RMP, IDF, and Intelligence Division have orders to apprehend you. Maneuvering around those groups will be your only hope going forward.
Sure you should be giving us tips like that, Icy Maiden?
More a word of warning, I assure you. I will not be so charitable next we meet. Governor Regnitz, I apologize for the disruption. Your Highness, Toa, my sincerest apologies for inconveniencing you. Angelica, I'm glad you were able to recover your memories. And Reen, I just wanted to say how happy No, pardon me.
Major Claire.
Poor gal. It's clear she's burying her feelings. Indeed, so deep that the pressure may very well crush her in the end.
There has to be something we can do. No. We'll find a way.
Georg, it would seem you've missed her vitals.
I've come up with a way to make use of her. Using the mask, we can gain ourselves a pretty handy pawn.
Oh, is that so? Very well. Do as you wish. Withdraw immediately once you've collected your little puppet.
This is where Angelica Rogner dies, if only for a time. Whether you wake from this nightmare is something only Adios can decide. Forgive me, Angie.
Ready.
Sit! Sit!
Mother! Sharon!
Professor Schmidt, too. And...
Looks like we finally hit the end of the line.
As I suspected, the Courageous was just a diversion. I warned you more than once, didn't I? Yet you seem determined to get yourselves killed.
Telling me no only makes it all the harder for me to resist. You of all people should know that by now. And here I was thinking this was an invitation between old friends.
Then you're a fool. You should have just forgotten all about me and stayed away.
Truth be told, I'm not actually sure what you stand to gain by siding with them, Professor. Is your research so important to you that you can't tell right from wrong? That you'd stoop to working with the gnomes?
I don't recall siding with anyone. I work only for the sake of my research. Those barrier generators were incidental busy work at best. I have already evaluated the results of my second and fourth disciples. This was a good chance to see the works of my first and third as well.
Their results?
The third disciple is George, and the first one was...
Mother, what is this all about? Why are you working with the Black Workshop? Why are you helping him?
Observing the results of our product's field tests is part of our standard contract. Beyond that, well, a smart girl like you should be able to figure out the rest. Now then, Miss Kruger.
As per my contract, I, the Severing Eclipse, am obligated to restrain you. I will not allow you to lay even one finger upon Chairman Irina, nor her generators.
Damn.
Sharon.
Irina, enough of this nonsense.
Gwen!
Grandfather! They must have patched him in from the Courageous too.
Right you are. You can thank Toa for helping me with that. Irina, what kind of mother are you? That's your daughter there. And you, Sharon, quit being so damn stubborn. And as for you, Schmidt, you finally crossed the line, you self-centered old goat.
I believe it is for the Institute of Technology, not you, to decide what limitations I must abide by.
This battleship and all its trial runs constitute an official contractual agreement between the Imperial Government and the Reinford Group. I've taken the situation into consideration, and it happens to line up with our company policies, so I see no issues. Should you disagree, ex-chairman, you may bring it up as a subject of discussion at our next board meeting.
Bah! There you go, hiding behind all your bureaucratic nonsense again.
Perhaps you'd best save your father-daughter squabbles for behind closed doors. We have other things to focus on at the moment.
Black Alberic.
So you finally decided to show your face.
Well, I'd only intended on making a routine check of the ship, but it seems some vermin have scuttled aboard. It would appear the Radiant Wings simply can't stop themselves from pursuing utterly futile endeavors.
Nobody asked you.
Man, you would have been one hell of a silver fox if it weren't for those cold, emotionless eyes of yours.
I didn't want to believe it, but it really is you, Franz.
Why, of course it is, my dear father-in-law. Not the most ideal of family reunions, but a joyous one still, to me at least.
Liar! What happened to Franz being just a fleeting version of you? You said so yourself in the crawl!
Oh, did I? Perhaps so. Nevertheless, I've retained the memories of my life as Franz Reinford. Further, Irina has given her full approval to the Black Workshop's mission statement. Together, we will create a new world order.
A new world order?
What the hell does that even mean?
You're referring to the Genesis that will follow the Great Twilight, aren't you?
Indeed. This continent is nearing its end. The Great One's revival is imminent. The hellfire of war and destruction will roll across the land, ushering the world into another dark age. An era of tumult and chaos, just like what occurred 1,200 years ago following the Great Collapse. What then do you suppose the world will need? A goddess? I think not. Professor, surely you know the answer.
Technology, without question. Technology will be the cornerstone for the world's restoration. It will work far faster than the Church could ever hope to. Bishops and cardinals will become obsolete, only to be replaced by engineers and scientists.
So that's what you're planning.
You're trying to remake the world? All to become its new gods?
Goodness, no. We would merely act as servants of the one true God. Though we would certainly be better custodians of the world than the Septian Church. It should be simple, really, given the combined technological prowess of the gnomes, the 13 factories, and the Reinford Group. Chairman Irina understands this. Even as the world nears its end, she seeks the most logical path as chairman of the Reinford Group.
Franz, Irina, what happened to you?
All of this runs completely counter to anything I would have expected.
No, this can't be true. The mother I know would never support a plan like this.
Oh, and what do you know, child? I can understand that you want to believe in your mother.
You're wrong. It's not about that. We already know the full truth. The truth that you, Black Albrick, are nothing more than a soul held hostage by its master.
That's right. We also know that this whole thing is nothing more than the Ebon Knight's plan to become the Great One.
To him, the Great Twilight is not the means, but the goal. What would happen after the end of the world, were there even to be one, is not his concern at all.
Right. There's no merit to the Reinford Group going along with your delusions. So I know for a fact that she'd never do something as stupid as making a deal with you.
Elisa.
Well, of course I wouldn't. I signed off on a deal stipulating the production and testing of weapons and devices, not assisting with the end of the world. Though I do admit to feeling a little sentimental at the start.
Mother!
I'm here simply because it was the perfect opportunity to observe this battleship's field test. Doing so allows me to chart RF's best course of action, to scout out any promising new talent, and to see just what it is my former maid plans to do, now that she's thrown aside the name I gave her.
Chairman Irina.
Irina Reinford.
Since we're on the topic, George, you're just as bad. You act as though you're a member of the Gnomes, but don't think I haven't noticed your painful lack of conviction. While Makarov and Tita progress in bounds, you, my third disciple, seem quite comfortable in that rut you're in. Where, pray tell, is the resolve I saw in you when I first took you under my tutelage? Now is the time for you to show me.
Professor.
Ha! I'd like to see it too. Whether you face us as Georg or George is up to you. We'll take you on either way.
You've always been a part of our family, Sharon. That much hasn't changed. I'm not giving up until you realize just how much you mean to me.
Lady Elisa.
Fine. You want to see my resolve? Then I'll show you. I'm done holding back, Angie!
I will face you with everything I have. I suspect neither of you would be satisfied otherwise.
As you wish. I've waited 4 whole years for this one. Time to finally settle the score.
Personally, I don't care which of you wins. All I ask is that you show me your full potential.
We will be watching with the utmost scrutiny. Of that, you can be sure.
Elisa! Angelica! We're with you on this!
The Severing Eclipse. A worthy opponent indeed.
The Arcade School will grant you no quarter.
I'm not stopping till we reach the boss.
Looks like it's over.
Yeah. I think we got our point across. Why did I?
So even to the end, you couldn't pull the trigger.
Why don't you just admit it already? No matter how much you try to get rid of him, George still lives on, somewhere deep inside you. Or maybe you just couldn't bring yourself to throw away all those days you spent pretending to be our friend. You can call it a character you were playing or a dream, but we all know the life you lived as our friend was real.
Not that it was so bad. It was as if I'd become a character in a story. I played my role, going to school, making friends, unaware that I'd been regularly reporting back to the workshop the entire time. But honestly, it wasn't that bad, considering it was just a dream.
George! Angie! Are you alright?
Sheesh, what are we gonna do with you? So, how you doing? Just thought I'd drop you guys a call from Ordine.
We've stopped half of their anti-aircraft cannons. We should be able to reach you soon. So please, wait for us, George.
Toa. Crow.
I never expected you to be able to bring light back to this eclipse. You've grown into a most remarkable fighter, Lady Elisa.
Like I said, I'll do whatever I must to bring you back, as many times as it takes. Because that's what family does for each other. You get it now, don't you, Sharon?
Of course. Your words have pierced me, straight and true, to the point where I regret that my contract was ever completed.
Sharon.
My. I expected a better performance from an enforcer. You as well, Georg. No matter. Irina, return to...
That's chairman to you. The only people in this world allowed to address me like that are my father and the man I love. Franz's return was the condition for our contract to end. But after listening to this madman's delusions, it's questionable whether those conditions have truly been met. The contract, therefore, remains valid. You may choose whether or not you remain under my employment.
Mother!
Oh, Irina. You always throw me for a loop.
I'm so glad.
Man, for an all-in-one super maid, you really made a mess this time.
So be it. If we're all done here, I may as well commence the final experiment. I hereby present to you my capstone project, my masterwork which will hasten the Great Twilight's completion.
What?
Something's coming!
One of the Society's ions. No.
Is he really gonna unleash that thing here?
Ah, I see.
The one produced by the 5th Development Division.
So this is your capstone project.
We've confirmed the barrier is offline.
The Zauber Soldat is down for the count, too. Sounds like mission accomplished to me.
It was a marvelous feat of engineering, but not quite the weapon you claimed it to be. Using the Great Twilight to grant it autonomy was impressive, I'll concede, but its tendency to lose control makes it impractical for use. In the end, Franz's Panzer Soldat designs surpass it by far. Failing marks. I don't know who you are or where you came from, but you pale in comparison to my first disciple.
Schmidt.
Professor.
Leave it to this old badger to really lay into him.
Fine. I'll yield for now. Your victory here changes nothing after all. And the end result will be the same, no matter who wins the coming rivalry. One way or another, you will fulfill your role as the sacrifice, Reen.
Sorry, but I don't intend to meet your expectations. I'll win the rivalries, but on my own terms. And once I do, I'm coming for your master.
Oh, will you now? I'll be looking forward to it. Georg, I'm very disappointed in you. The Black Workshop no longer requires your service. Where you go from here makes no difference to me.
George.
Sharon, are you okay?
There is no need for concern, my lady. I am no worse for the wear. I see you still intend to call me by that name.
That's the only name I've ever known you by. No. We all see you as part of our family. Me, mother, and grandfather alike. And thanks for keeping Mother safe.
Certainly, my lady.
I take it you've made your decision then. The Franz I married has not returned. A part of me knew that from the very start. Therefore, our contract is still in effect. It seems you'll have to continue your service a while longer. I trust you have no issue with this, Sharon?
It would be my greatest pleasure, Madam Chairman. I, Sharon Kruger, shall remain in your services for as long as you require.
Oh, Sharon. Aw.
Stubborn to the very end, that daughter of mine. Always taking the long route home. But I'm happy we're a family once more.
Yeah, me too.
It's time we repaid her for all the care she gave to us as students.
George!
Stop! Don't do it!
Oh, we won't make it in time.
Angie. I finally got you, George. Where exactly did you think you were going, all on your own?
You should know. I've already burned all my bridges.
Where else could I possibly go? Everyone Georg has hurt, all that I've destroyed, none of it can be taken back or forgiven.
And? So what? The world's about to end. Look at Crow. His time's running out even as we speak. You want to bow out now? While you still have the chance to make things right?
But...
As a Jaeger, I took more lives than I can count. It doesn't matter that I did it for the sake of my home. A life is still a life. And that weight stays with you forever. But I know you're strong enough to carry the weight of your own mistakes.
She's right. I mean, remember all that crap I pulled as C? I was a freaking terrorist, for crying out loud. I'm not hoping to be forgiven. My past weighs heavy on my conscience, but that's just something I gotta live with.
George, I won't ever forgive you if you try to leave us like that again. Even if I have to use force to make you do it, I'll make sure you carry your burden, because I'm your friend.
Crow... Toa...
Not to mention, your intel and experience as a gnome is highly valuable.
And you know things about my lord that I'd be curious to learn.
See? There are still things you can do. You owe us that much. So please don't give up on yourself. You're not finished yet.
You guys...
Their argument makes sense. You should take it under consideration, third disciple. You can find a better use for your life than tossing it away. Consider it my final test for you.
Thank you, Professor. I will accept that task.
George.
I'll be in touch. And when I return, I promise I'll make myself useful. As a member of the Gnomes. But more importantly, as a graduate of Thor's. And please tell Prince Olivert and the others that I'm sorry.
Everyone, I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you. As Sharon, a humble servant of the Reinford family, please allow me to join you.
The Salt Pail, a creation of the Beyond. It is high time these anomalies were removed from our world.
Yes. I will break through any obstacle to open a path for my lady.
Ha! I remember you using a hammer back during our field exercises. Can't wait to see what that combat shell of yours can do. I'm counting on you, George.
Right. You got it, Angie.
Oh dear, I'm completely exhausted. I think I need a nap. You'll be my pillow, right, Sharon?
My, Lady Angelica. You know this is no time for a nap.
Fine. If you won't help me, I'll have to look elsewhere.
All right.
Ooh, so soft.
Get your hands off me!
Give the girls a break, Angie. This isn't some kind of petting zoo.